Welcome to the July 7th, 2020 Town Plan and Zoning Commission via Zoom. Chairman Parenti cannot be with us this evening, so I will be chairing the meeting, and I will ask everyone to introduce themselves, please.
Tammy Trentalis, Administrative Assistant.
Dr. Merchant, Zoning Enforcement Officer.
Oh, sorry.
We're in different orders on the screen, so.
Oh, sorry.
Kevin Cornell.
Tom? Tom doesn't hear me.
I'm Tarenti.
There you go.
I got drowned out by Jack the first time.
Oh, okay.
All right, I think that's about everybody for the commission and our staff.
Right.
First item on our agenda is the review of the minutes from the June 6th, 2020 minutes. Has everybody had an opportunity to review? And are there any edits?
Judy, I didn't hear you. Doing June 3rd or June 16th?
I'm doing the 16th. That's what's on our agenda, and that's what was submitted in our packet.
Ah.
On page two, on page 2 of the minutes, second paragraph, second line, towards the end of that line, I think you want the word "it" after "it."
It,
IT.
in where though? Oh, if it makes
Paragraph,
a bit
second
of,
line.
I got it. Okay. I will place the word "it" there. Okay, thank you.
And in the third paragraph, just put a period at the end.
Oh, punctuation, huh? Okay.
That's my specialty.
Education. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes from the June 16th meeting as amended.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
carries. Next item on the agenda is old business. Does anyone have old business to be brought up this evening?
No.
Okay, then we have some new business. Is there any new business? All right, then we'll go to Jack's report, the zoning enforcement officer's report.
All right, I'll keep it short and sweet tonight. Keep it to the Airbnb wording that each of you should have in your packet. I know that we talked about including something in the regulations about the letting of rooms for daily use, daily or weekly short-term periods. And this was the proposed language that was spoken about between myself, Paul, and Vinny. So any comments, concerns, if, I know we don't have a full commission tonight, so.
Yeah, I think this will be an initiative of the zoning board. I think this is a good place to start. At some point, we'll have to go to public hearing and we can edit it and amend it. But at least we all have a copy now. We're not going to take any action this evening because we do want a full commission with Ozzy here too. So if you have any thoughts, jot them down. And I'm sure when they appear on the next agenda, we'll be ready to go with it. But thank you, Jack.
And that's pretty much all I got for tonight, so.
Does anyone have any comments on some of the abatement orders that have gone out?
No. Have the fines started to be imposed on those or no?
Yeah, the fines have started to be imposed, and a lot of them have actually been existing for so long that the fines have built up. So I'm actually trying to do those now because getting people to pay them is probably not going to happen. So I've been in talks with Vinny about what the procedure is after that, and what do we do with properties that have refused to, be zoning compliant and refused to also respond to the town or anything like that.
Yeah, so that, you turn those over to, obviously bring them to the commission's attention, but we're going to recommend at some point that it goes to Vinny, and he will foreclose on those liens. There's some that may predate there was a change that allowed us to foreclose, I believe. Yeah, enforcement is painful, but we've got to be some teeth to it. Otherwise, and no one will pay attention.
Couldn't agree more. And that's kind of what I'm in the middle of, in the process of doing with Vinny and all that, especially with some of the ones that have been existing for so long and, might have not been taken care of for a long time. So that's kind of what I've been working on.
Okay, the next item on our agenda is the bond release requested for property known as 99 Marshall Road, which is the Homewood Suites Hotel. So I would ask Jack, has all the site work been completed?
I took a trip there last week with the copy of the site plan. Obviously, this project predates me a little bit, so I did my best to work through everything and make sure that it was all there and where it should have been. I saw everything that looked good to me. And, he requested, obviously, that it's a $20,000 bond. He requested the release, and I didn't find anything that stuck out to me, so.
Okay.
All right, then can we get a motion to release the $20,000 bond for 99 Marshall Road, Homewood Suites?
So moved.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks, Tom. All in favor, say aye, please.
Aye.
Motion.
Aye.
Okay, now we'll move to our site application and lighting supplement submitted by Borghese Building and Engineering for property known as 32 Robinson Boulevard. This project was originally put forth and approved on June 3rd of 2014, and the project was never constructed. And apparently the applicant never came to us to seek an extension, so we're right back with an original site plan again. So I will ask Gary if you would like to take over and tell us a little.
Judy, I'm sorry. One clarification. It appears though that the addition was never constructed. However, all of the site work was.
So just the physical building of the warehouse.
I believe so, but if the applicant could address that, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Gary, your phone is muted. There you go.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
All right, sorry about that. Again, Gary,
Phone off speaker.
Capitanio, Borghese Building.
Gary, could you possibly take it off speaker and speak into the phone? We're just getting some feedback.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Much better.
Much.
Thank you.
Okay. This is a learning process.
Everybody.
All right, Gary Capitanio, Borghese Building. The project, Kevin, I believe to address your question, when we went for the approval, the original building construction, the approval, we anticipated at some point doing an addition. So the site work, the paving, the truck turning, everything, infrastructure was installed as part of the original building construction, which I forget how long ago that was. So really what we got approved and what we're asking for today is everything is the same as the 2014 approval, and this is for the building addition as shown on the site plan. Does that answer your question?
Yes. So with the exception of minor curb work out in the existing parking fields and the rerouting of the site drainage out of the footprint of the new addition, there's no additional site work being performed.
That is correct. And again, that piping for storm drainage of the addition is going into the retention basin which is already constructed and designed to take into consideration this future addition. So the capacity already took that into account.
So it's just the construction of the 37,000 square foot warehouse.
That is correct.
And Jack, the application has all the department head sign offs?
It does.
Including the fire marshal, Jack?
Yeah, everybody, it
I
made
met
its rounds.
I met with the fire marshal and the police chief myself and got their sign-offs.
Okay. Yeah. Don't have a fire in the back of the warehouse.
It's a little tight back there.
Yeah.
Has everyone had the opportunity to look at the lighting supplement as well? And Jack, have you determined that complies with our lighting regs
Mhm. Yep, full cutoff lights.
or full cutoffs?
Just to comment along those lines, the light poles which were proposed at the time along the perimeter of the pavement, those subsequently have actually been installed and exist for some time now. So the only new lighting would be wall packs cut off and the building itself.
Does any commission member have any other comments?
I uncharacteristically do not. I mean, it's a very straightforward warehouse. It's got a 120-foot truck maneuvering area that's the same that his existing facility has been operating out of.
Right.
He's only adding door bays where he can make the truck movements easily in and out. And unless Jack or the police chief tells us differently, they've never had a peep about the trucks coming out onto Robinson Avenue. So it's sort of like, seems too easy.
Well, it was easy in 2014 because we approved it then initially.
Right.
With everything going on these days, it's nice to have one of these.
Yes.
Let's have a layup.
That's right, slam dunk.
Well, if the commission is ready, we'll entertain a motion on the application for 32 Robinson Boulevard.
Sure, I'll make a motion that we approve the site plan application and lighting supplement submitted by Borghese Building and Engineering for the property known as 32 Robinson Boulevard for the addition of 37,445 square feet of the addition.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
I'm sorry, who seconded?
Dr. Renke?
Okay, thank you.
And
Thank
good
you very
luck.
much. I would just like one comment. Tammy has been helpful as always in going through the
Thank you.
process, and meeting Jack for the first time has been extremely helpful in getting things done in a quick and a timely manner. So I just want to mention that.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Chair.
that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Have a good evening. Thanks again. Be safe. Is
Okay,
there gonna-
you
so the
too.
next-
Bye, Gary.
I'm sorry, the next thing, I'll get an approval letter in the mail, I'm assuming?
I will send you out an approval letter, yes.
All right, good. Thank you. Have a good night. Be well.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
Okay, the last item on our agenda is the site plan application, petition to amend the Orange zoning regulations for Gyroscope Development LLC for a zoning regulation amendment to add a new zoning district. It's on 4.7 acres at 329 Smith Farms Road will be the new district. The site plan approval for 46 residential units and 6 buildings. will be submitted. Tonight, the attorney, Tim Hollister, for this project would just like to address us and give us a brief overview. Obviously, the application isn't even in our hands yet. It's being circulated through the department heads, but Mr. Hollister wanted to address our commission, so we'll turn it over to Tim.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair. It's been more than a few years since I appeared before this commission, but nice to see all of you again. And thank you to Jack for the Zoom invitation. I'll be very brief because I do understand that the purpose tonight is just to receive and schedule the public hearing. So I just want to mention a couple things. We've had our wetlands agency review. They're scheduled to conclude next Tuesday. The site plan is based in part on the town's intended abandonment of a portion of a paper street called Neenan Street Extension, and that will be taken up whenever the next town meeting occurs. And we've been working with the first selectman on that process. But most importantly, this is a little bit of an unusual application. It's best understood in three parts, and this is a model that we have used in more than 70 towns over the past 27, 28 years. It's a site-specific regulation amendment, which is intended to make sure that exactly what is going to be built is defined in the regulations. Number two is rezoning of the 4.7 acres to this new regulation, and then site plan approval. So when you get from Jack your application package, which is dated July 2nd, I would suggest that the four key sections, tabs that you want to look at are number 2, which is the overview letter, number 4, the proposed regulation, number 5, the traffic report, and number 7, the affordability plan. If you focus on those 4, then you'll have a good overview of what we're proposing. And obviously, when we see you at the public hearing, we'll go through this in great detail. This is a very exciting project, and I'm pleased to be involved with the principals, Carol Martin and Bruce Whitaker. So thank you, Madam Chair. That's all I have for tonight.
All right, Tim, nice to see you again.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have a proposed date for the public hearing? With
August 4th.
August 4th it is, okay.
At that's the next regular scheduled meeting.
Perfect. Okay. Do we have any other business to come before the commission? All right, who's going to tell Ozzy we got this done in under 30 minutes?
We'll leave that to you. Meanwhile, I'll move to adjourn.
All right, is there a second to the adjournment?
I'll second it.
All right, thank you, everybody, and be safe.
All right. Thanks, Jude.
Have a good night, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Take
Have a
care.
great night.